ए मकबूल, चाय ला।
क्या चाचा कितनी चाय पियोगे आप? एंड why do you always put so much sugar in your green tea? I mean, what's the point of having green tea then?
At my age, none of this counts. Because I am 72 years old, I don't care about anything.
You might be 72, but what does it matter? What do you care about at this age? Is there anything that you care about at this age? Or you just believe in calling मकबूल चाय लाओ, मकबूल चाय लाओ? कुछ और भी काम होता है इस उम्र में कि नहीं?
एक चीज,
हाँ.
I remember my bank passwords, my credit card PIN numbers. Because for me, the money in my bank is all that counts. Now,
How much money
let's
do you
focus
have?
on that.
नहीं, my turn. चल मेरे प्यादे, बिस्मिल्लाह. So, how much money do you have in your account?
Okay, lots of it. Lots.
And what about your...
And I'm scared. Because at my age, if all my money goes, then everything that I've earned over the years also goes. And I'm not very happy with the way bank security is in India and the rest of the world.
But why do you have a problem with everybody? Isn't your debit card safe?
No. And I don't know why people force me to use a debit card when a credit card is much, much safer.
Hang on, you just said that you'll use a credit card instead of debit card. You know,
Yes.
if my dad heard that, I mean, he wouldn't be happy because my dad has always insisted कि credit बेकार चीज़ है, debit सही है, जितना account में पैसा उतना खर्चा. And you there at 72, very happy, calling Maqbool from one right hand and saying that use a credit card.
Okay, to start with, in my entire life, not once have I paid the bank 25 or 250% interest. A credit card is a million times safer than a debit card. When we multiply anything by zero, you finally end up with zero also.
But how do you convert your credit card into a debit card? I mean, make me learn that trick.
I have a Citibank credit card.
Okay.
Okay. 24th of February will be when my monthly credit cycle gets over. My next cycle my cycle ends on the 24th of March. So till then I don't have to pay. And Citibank gives me 15 days credit.
Okay.
So on an average, I get about 45 days credit and I don't pay Citibank. So if you do what I do, then you are scoring not over the bank. That's why I believe Citibank will take a supari out on me one day because they don't like people like me.
And that's how I take your...
You fell for it.
I didn't fell for it. I tricked you.
No. You don't trick me that easy. Hackers can't trick me. What will you?
आपकी चाय.
Thank you.
मकबूल, मेरे लिए भी ले आओ यार. चाय ही पिलाएंगे सर और कुछ तो पिलाएंगे नहीं. चलिए, कोई बात नहीं. But these days, debit cards are also very tech savvy. You know, you see those chips in them. You see those fancy prints on them. I mean, don't you feel like using them? Like I feel so tempted to use a debit card. You know, it's so fancy.
Now, do you expect that a technology that is 70 years old that hasn't changed is going to be secure? Obviously not. The basic structure of the technology just hasn't changed. Then you had a debit card. Now a debit card, let's face it, is a credit card, but your money gets withdrawn from your account at the same time. So technically, when you look at a card, even God can't tell you, is this a debit card? Is it a credit card? It's the way the bank approaches it which matters. For you and me, we don't know. Then came out these ATM machines.
Okay.
Now, all that happens is you put your ATM card into your ATM machine, money comes out. Now, then why is a credit card different from a debit card and an ATM card?
Why?
In India, it is different because credit cards in India have a chip on them. Now, that chip makes sure that the credit card can't be copied, cloned, skimmed, call it what you like. Whereas a debit card and an ATM card doesn't have that chip. If it does, it's not being used by the ATM machine.
Then what is it for?
Well, right now, as you rightly said, it looks good. It's just a showpiece.
Okay.
The magnetic stripe at the back is what an ATM machine reads. Now remember, we're talking about the ATM machine, we're not talking about a POS machine, which is a point of sales. If you put it like this, then it's reading the pin. The chip, if you're doing this, it's reading the magnetic stripe at the back,
Right.
which is not security. 30 years ago, it's not security today because that data can be very easily read. So now what happens is, there have been a lot of ATM frauds in Europe. So now see what will happen. You put that ATM card in a ATM machine. You can't do two things at the same time.
No, I am multitasking, don't worry about me.
Okay. Now what happens is that first it reads the magnetic stripe. So what does a hacker do? He puts a machine in front of that skimmer, which you and me will not know. I as a security expert, you as a non-security expert will not know. So when you put your ATM card, it actually makes a copy of the card. It doesn't make a copy of the physical card, it only makes a copy of the magnetic strip at the back.
Shukriya.
Now guess what happens? That ATM card is not enough, you need your PIN. So you type your PIN on that keyboard, there's another keyboard put on top of it. So whatever you type, the hacker's keyboard gets it first, and there's a phone hidden somewhere. The data is transferred using that phone to the hacker. So now you can make a duplicate ATM card, and this means that the money that you have in your bank account is now owned by the hacker. So for example, tomorrow when you go to a 5-star hotel, not a 1-star hotel that you normally go to.
How do you know that I go to a 1-star hotel? Don't judge me by the color of my kurta. Okay, that's very racist of you. Yeah, anyways.
Yeah, so now guess what happens? He takes the card, puts it into a POS machine. He may not know that that POS machine, the waiter may not know, is actually copying the magnetic stripe. It's happened to me. So guess what happens? It's a Monday evening, I get a call from someone from Standard Chartered saying, were you in Gurgaon on Sunday? So I said no. So he said, did you buy jewelry on Sunday at Gurgaon? So I said no. So he said, somebody used your card to buy jewelry of 1 lakh of rupees. This happened 3 years
Somebody
ago.
used your card,
My card,
to buy jewelry.
in Gurgaon,
Okay.
which I haven't ever visited all my life. So now I'm asking this guy from Standard Chartered, are you going to file a police complaint, an FIR? He said no. So I said, why? He says there's no loss. So I said, but it's attempt to loss. And I also said that, can I file a police complaint? He said no. I said, why? He said, because this card is not owned by you, we allow you to use it.
When did you ask them to file a police complaint?
They didn't want to because they said there's no loss to Standard Chartered, and the guy who made a duplicate card got away scot-free. Second thing, I was in Dehradun at the Ananda Spa. So at 7 o'clock, I get an SMS saying 50,000 rupees spent on your StanChart credit card. Full stop. Because every time you make a payment using your StanChart credit card, guess what happens? It doesn't tell you which merchant, the merchant's name is missing.
Yeah, I connect to that.
Okay. So I didn't know. Now it's 7 in the morning. And the whole day I hadn't used my card because I was on a journey. So I said, oh my God, the great Vijayamukhi, take that seriously, great, has now been hacked. So I called up StanChart. And now guess what? They go through a whole line where they want me to first give my date of birth. So I'm telling the guy, I said, you go to my Facebook page. This year 1,000 people wished me. So 1,000 people know my date of birth. So how is that a password? Then I told him, he said, no, don't tell me, you got to type it out on your mobile phone. So finally, guess what he told me? After going through all this, he said, Ananda Spa has blocked 50,000 rupees. So not spent, but blocked 50,000 rupees. Now, had they just told me, but Ananda Spa, I would have told that guy 2 hours later when I woke up, why did you do it without my permission? That's it. So this is the archaic methods professional foreign banks use in India. So what do you expect from everyone else?